I've elected this morning to open this observance with the following Medal of Honor citation. Anderson James, U.S. Marine Corps. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Company F was advancing a dense jungle northwest of Cam Lo, Vietnam, in an effort to extract a heavily besieged reconnaissance patrol. Private First Class Anderson's platoon was the lead element and had advanced only about 200 meters when they were brought under extremely intense enemy small arms, automatic weapons fire. The platoon reacted quickly, swiftly getting online as best they could in the thick terrain and began to return fire. PFC Anderson found himself tightly bunched together with the other members of the platoon, only 20 meters from the enemy positions. As the firefight continued, several of the men were wounded by the deadly enemy assault, and suddenly, an enemy grenade landed in the midst of the Marines and rolled alongside PFC Anderson's head. Unhesitatingly and with complete disregard for his personal safety, he reached out, grasped the grenade, pulled it to his chest, and curled around it as it went off. Although several Marines received shrapnel from the grenade, his body absorbed the major force of the explosion. In this singularly heroic act, PFC Anderson saved his comrades from serious injury and death. His personal heroism, extraordinary valor, and inspirational supreme self-sacrifice reflected great credit upon himself in the Marine Corps and upheld the highest traditions of the U.S. Naval Service. He gallantly gave his life for his country. Now, you may ask, why am I reading this morning? And I would offer the following in reply. Firstly, such stories of heroism and valor and self-sacrifice are worthy of both individual and corporate recollection. I put forth this morning that we do well to remember that since the founding of this nation, soldiers of every race, every background and creed have given their lives for the cause of liberty. Countless have fallen on battlefields during the bloody wars of our nation's history. Lives cut short, brought to a violent end in the heat of battle or in the performance of a duty. Cemeteries throughout the world provide ample testimony to the truth that many have died in the establishment and in the preservation of freedom. The least that we can do is share their stories, speak their names, and to remember those who have given their very lives as we have opportunity to do so. Figures like Private First Class James Anderson and beyond should be immortalized and revered and not forgotten. Secondly, these stories of heroism and valor and self-sacrifice are worthy of both individual and corporate reflection. The reading of an account like this should cause us to ask challenging, probing questions of ourselves. To what degree is my life characterized by such fearlessness and bravery? To what degree is my life characterized by an unrelenting selflessness and sense of service and duty? Are these virtues genuinely evident, or do I find the corresponding vices of cowardice, selfishness, and self-absorption? Are the things that we're living for worth the sacrifice of figures like James Anderson? Am I making the most of the opportunities that I have been given? Of course, these are questions that will produce moments of painful introspection, but they can also be a catalyst for necessary change. Finally, stories of heroism and valor and such self-sacrifice are worthy of individual and corporate replication. We should all seek to emulate and imitate the pattern of such behavior. Soldiers like PFC Anderson have provided for us a model, an aspirational example to follow. Of course, we will likely never pick up a weapon and experience opposing gunfire on a foreign field. The odds are against us ever having to lay ourselves on a grenade to absorb the blow and save our peers. But we can daily practice bravery and selflessness and self-sacrifice in our homes, in our marriages, in our relationships, in our workplaces, in our broader community, and in our nation. We simply have to look beyond ourselves to the needs around us and ultimately get to work. I end by saying that in an age of prideful self-centeredness, we can't hear too much on such themes. And if this nation ever needed such men, women, and children, it's now. This morning I've shared the incredible story of Private First Class Anderson and Medal of Honor recipient. We've heard his story as it's been written and recorded. Yet what will our story be? What will your story be? Do you realize that the story of your life is being written and recorded as we speak? My recommendation to each of us is make it a story worth telling. Thank you.
We'll now have the placing of the wreath. Firing squad, render your salute. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our ceremony for here in South Barre. We will reassemble up at St. John's Cemetery. Thank you for your time.